the subject. There is nothing that is not consciousness. Searching for consciousness, you are like a fish that is swimming in the ocean for something called water. You are of it, you are in it, you are it. A certain aspect of consciousness is comprehensible to the logical mind. An immeasurable aspect of consciousness is in the realm of mystic, that is beyond the mind and cannot be touched by logic. Infinite consciousness is like an ocean in which every life form is a wave. You too are a form that has arisen in this vast ocean of consciousness and will subside someday and arise again in yet another form some other day. Consciousness is eternal. It is space, time, and energy. Let us now talk about consciousness in terms of our experience of it. I want you to use some examples so that it becomes more grounded for you. A child being born to you is the objective side or the physical side of consciousness, but your joy of having that child is the experience aspect of consciousness. Let us say the current condition of the lockdown, the disease, is the objective side of consciousness, but you moving into terror, getting paralyzed, is the subjective dimension of consciousness. Spirituality, according to, has twofold purpose. One is to transform your personal experience or the subjective experience of consciousness, that is to make it more beautiful, to make it stress-free, to be free of frustration, to be free of anxiety, regardless of the circumstance. The second purpose is to awaken you to powerful states of consciousness by which you can go with the flow and influence the objective reality, that is the external circumstance, to become more harmonious. The ancients called consciousness as Chit. Today, as we delve into the power of consciousness, let us understand Chit Shakti. Understanding Chit Shakti is like understanding the ocean currents, so that you can navigate the boat of your life with ease. You can take advantage of both the tides, the low tide as well as the high tide. Right now, what we're seeing all across the globe is a low tide for most businesses and professionals. To understand Chit Shakti, to understand and awaken to the power in your consciousness, I want you to understand a simple, transforming, phenomenal, it is a philosophical insight that I want you to understand. This is from my husband, Krishnaji, who's the co-creator of Ekam. Krishnaji says, all human beings only experience life from two states, a suffering state or a beautiful state, and there is no third state. The most important decision of our life is from which state do we want to live our life. Beautiful states, what are these? They are flow states like joy, gratitude, courage, peace, love, serenity. Suffering states are agitated states, states where we experience inner friction. These are states such as anxiety, fear, loneliness, overwhelm, etc. Now that you understand what a beautiful state and a suffering state is, whether you are in a beautiful state or a suffering state, the test is your experience of life. Does the experience of life feel like a flow, or does it feel stressful and hurting? How do you feel about life? The first impact of these states is felt in how you experience life, whether you feel life is a blessing to you or is a burden to you. The second impact of these states is they affect your decisions, your choices, your actions, and the consequences they will create in your life. The third impact of these states is how they affect the sequence of events that unfold in your life. They either bring chaos or they bring order into your life. Many of us are leaders, or many of us are aspiring to be leaders. From which state do you want to achieve and fulfill every vision of your life? From which state do you want to lead your teams and your organizations? From which state do you want your managers to lead their teams? What do you want to be the culture of your organization as you walk through its doors day after day? Is it a stressful state or is it a beautiful state? What memories do you want to create of yourself to your child? You want to leave them with joyful memories of loving understanding, or angry memories of being misunderstood, and sad memories of feeling unimportant or even say abandoned. Think about it. Do you want to experience your life? What state do you want to relate? What state from which you want to achieve? Think about it a few minutes. It is not about which area of the city you owned a home. As we look at life, we believe what makes us big or what makes us small is where you live, what you own. It is not about which area of the city you own your home, but it is rather about how you lived in your home, in it every day. See, the society has kind of made us believe the other way around. That is, if you get things, you will become happy. That is, if you achieve, if you become successful, then you will become happy. Actually, it does not flow that way.